I all right?
Urgent.
Yeah. I don't know, I had jokes prepared, but in the few minutes we've been together, I kind of have special feelings toward you, and you're really proud for me, and I respect you, so it's my only prepared joke. All right, I brought the beginning of an essay and 2 7-line stories. First, from Roads Under Repair. Robin leads me to the night's festivities, over a buckled sidewalk, through winter chill and into chimney scent. If she slips away, all that will remain is her cherry chapstick on my lips, this white cane in my right hand, and those lottery balls of diabetes and kidney transplant pills tumbling in my stomach. Writer-editor Robin is concise. Branch, she says, and ducks. My hand trails along, and then the rest of me follows. We're clear, she says. My left hand on her hand-tailored shoulder, strands of her hair on my knuckles, Robin guides me to the Philly suburb of toppled trash cans and jutting hedges. She's not seeing the poltergeist skies or the Dali-esque trees playing on my blank screens. Instead, she directs me across the street and cautions schnozzages when we're back on the sidewalk. Dog shit for closed eyes, never an easy traverse. Soon we are at the house where the writer's salon is to take place. Inside are wordsmiths with malfunctioning limbs, with shorted out eyes, others with damaged processors. I'm all grouse and grumble and I don't want to join the defective doll party. Robin says "You're my hero, Shanzi," and I say, "My hero? I'm stuck in the burning house. You're the one who ran in." Tonight's disability salon should be one of shared stories. Lost, longing, jigging away in our lake races. But I'm more in the mood to see quads throw Molotovs, blind guys slug tinted limo windows. Spokesman the Tourette's voice our lives of relentless oxymoron. Ready, sport? Robin says as we head to the door. Inside, there's the handshake dance with the blind essayist, a teen greet from an artistic poet and his bedraggled but devoted stepmother. Robin and I duck into one of the bedrooms, ditch our coats, and play a little endocrinologist. Robin shows me hers, the talking blood glucose meter in her purse. I pull out mine, the insulin vial and the syringe in my pocket. There's a swabbing of fingers, a jab of needle to the abdomen, and then we emerge, just another Saturday night couple. We catch up with memoirist Rachel and dig right into paleontology, archaeology, all the T-Rex fibulas and crackpots from which we reconstruct our lives. A "Hi, I'm Ona" emerges from the party's white noise, and I've soon got a poet's hand in mine. Are her fingers bent? What is her disability? But her hand lies so delicately, so femme fatale, that I've got a growly Sinatra kind of feeling. Well, aren't you the little heartbreaker, I want to say. Instead, I say, "It's nice to finally meet you." And she says, "I've heard so much about you." Or maybe it's the other way around. Robin, beside me, the bespectacled harem of my heart, hands back my Diet Pepsi, as if to say, "Well, go get 'em, Tiger." And I'll stop there with that one. Thank you. For my next trick, For my next trick, a 7-line story called Grassy Knoll Picnic. Grassy Knoll Picnic. She's not my type, really, the girl in the dotted dress. Her polkas are scattered buckshot. Some say Bay of Pigs blue, others a deeper violet. She's still wet with laughter as we follow the RV types and their Oswald window postcards, the Taiwanese tourists playing cell phone Zapruder. We've all got our sports out. Miss Polka Dotty and I sit close, roadside, near the kill shot spot, and feed each other sweetbreads. Yum, Marilyn's birthday cake lips. Ah, Jackie's vanilla gloves. Smoking LBJ's BBQ drawl up. Dallas sure has a surprise beauty this time of year. And finally, one of the 15 finalists of Opium Magazine's Shyest Scanlon 7-line story contest, or as I prefer to call it, the winner. Give anything to see what's on Todd's face right now. Why I don't see her anymore. This weekend, Lori wants to know, so we shuffle around her place, rarely more than a few feet apart. We listen to Children of a Lesser God. We discern Pop-Tarts from popcorn by shaking boxes. She learns that slicing pan fries can sting. Bedtimes, I expect to be made visible by lingering touch. No luck, it is a quickie instead. Morning, Monday, I free her from blindfold, and she flits about her apartment to survey the damage and check her mail. I grope my way to the bathroom, and when she returns, Lori says, "This weekend, I touched so much more. I heard so much more. There's just so much you miss out on when you can see." Thank you. For my next trip, grassy knoll picnics.
Sean Toner, ladies and gentlemen. 6 minutes and 44 seconds. Everybody's playing by the rules. That always helps. And now we're going to go to
one of, it's not a literary classic, but it is a television classic, which is the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, claymation or animation, whatever it was. Claymation. So, Sean, what I thought about when you were talking about the disability salon, it did remind me of the Island of Misfit Toys, which I think is one of the best creations of television history, and I think it's a pretty awesome place, and there were some pretty awesome people, so I would want to meet your island. Go visit your Island of Misfit Toys sometime. So anyway, thanks.
Karina Casella, Literary Merit, and Jonathan Bellini for quick pronouns.
First of all, I wanted to compliment you on the look. I thought the cane and the dark glasses was very debonair, and the dark glasses kind of gave you some edge, and so that's a plus. You also get bonus points for swearing the first word out of your mouth, and not going with the obvious F-bomb. You went with the S word. You also, you name check sausages, which you don't get a lot of these days. Google it if you're under 39. Grassy Knoll Picnic, like that a lot. That's a very funny concept there. I wish you would have mentioned Umbrella Man, but be that as it may, I'm wondering, conspiracy or lone gunman? What's your quick? A or B?
Both.
Both. Okay.
A schizophrenic lone gunman.
So that he's schizophrenic, so he's here. So he thinks that there's more than one.
He worked it out amongst themselves.
That's very quick. So I'll give you an extra points for that, and 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up.
Thank you very much. And that was performance. Now back to Celine.
Well, I felt very touched by the mention of dog shit. I grew up in Paris, and that's a subject that's very dear to my heart. So I can definitely relate. Something that made me dream a bit is the archaeology mentioned too. I guess that's tangible archaeology. That's a real side aspect. I really like that part, and I really thought there was a certain movement and floatiness. The words seem to really float, and the way you describe the relationship between the people seem to really float. And I really like that.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And that was Intangibles. And now what will happen is the judges will huddle amongst themselves and they will discuss the night's first round and decide the night's first finalist. And while I was asking them questions earlier, I saw this note in my phone. Well, I had this this sort of life-altering breakup happen in March, and I was sad for a while. And I just found a journal in which I had written like what I want next. Out of a girl, which was funny. I felt like I was 16 doing this. And one of the things, I don't know why I put this in my notes, because there's something else interesting here. I swear, I think it's interesting. Anyway, and one of them was a girl with a Tumblr account. But that was actually what I wrote. That's, yeah, it's thank you for 4 people laughing, but I think that is so dumb and funny.
Not that dumb. Some of us have Tumblr accounts.
And I'm coming for you. And that's all I'm saying. So be ready. I can snip it out. This is what I actually want to say. I was just interviewed, we did this in Minneapolis, and they interviewed me, and I said, it was a weird interview, because this girl was asking me, like, what temperature is literature right now? And she was asking all these ridiculous questions. So finally I got into it, and I decided to get nutty. And at one point I said, and I didn't even remember saying this until it got printed, but I said, literature is the new smoking. If you read, you're going to make out with infinitely more people. That was part of my interview. So somebody on Twitter, after I tweeted that, they're like, yeah, that's not true, check. And then they put a name of some guy who must have sucked or something, and I was like, I don't have time for this. But I looked up some quotes, different things that writers have said about sex and things like that. And I wanted to read 3 of them out because they were interesting to me. Henry Miller once said, what holds the world together, as I've learned from bitter experience, is sexual intercourse. That guy had some bad times. Boning, or whatever you want to call it. And then Pablo Neruda said, I want to do with you what spring does with the cherry trees. I'm like, weirdly, as a straight dude, you can do that to me. I feel like, whatever. I'm like, that is awesome. And then Larry McMurtry in Lonesome Dove, he wrote these words, a man that wouldn't cheat for a poke, don't want one bad enough. It's just awesome. Excellent to know. We're going to go to one of you and trying to decide. It's you. We're going to go to Karina Casella to say a few words and announce tonight's first finalist. Then we're going to have a brief intermission of 11.5 minutes in which I will check the football score for anybody that needs it.
Well, I just want to say I think we should change the title of tonight's event to Literary Love Match.
Hello.
We should get a lady for top. So who has the Tumblr account?
Now I feel embarrassed. But I'm all for it. That's
So the winner, after some careful and difficult deliberation, we decided that we were going to select Sean to proceed to the next round, in part because we love both artists, both authors, writers tonight. We liked Sean's style, in particular, that it was like a different, fresh, different voice than we hadn't heard before. And I think the thought of it was about masturbation. We just couldn't get over it for him. Sorry, we just couldn't get past it, and that's maybe our issues that we need to work out as art therapists. And I'm sorry for taking it out on you, but I hope we're okay. So,
give it up for Sean Toner, first of all. Amazing work. And now give it up for Courtney, who was amazing in her own way. Let's all go masturbate